I think I'm actually live. Am I live? Good evening. Welcome to my first session on YouTube Live. What better way to do it than with a glass of wine? Just you can't really see this, but I've actually got two glasses. I've got a G&T and a glass of wine because I wasn't quite sure where my mood would take me. Try not to judge, particularly if I start to mix them. But yeah, that's where I've gone. We're actually going to start standing this evening. But first of all, before we get going, actually, can I just thank my friends who I was on a virtual chat with last night, and I just felt so good when I finished. I thought, how can I bring this to the mat? I shouldn't have two glasses. How can I bring this feeling to more people? And this is what resulted out of it. So thank you to you. You know who you are. I love you always. Can I also say as well, this is supposed to be a fun session. So take pictures, do videos of yourselves doing it and send them to me. Please, because I like a laugh as much as the next person at the moment. So send me your photos, send me your videos. We can all have a giggle then. Be kind and share. On the note of being serious, it's not a serious session. It's supposed to be fun, but Pilates is low risk. Obviously, it's one of the reasons I love it. It's one of the reasons I teach it. However, if you're two sheets to the wind, that risk is somewhat elevated. So be careful. Don't do anything you would regret later. Okay, I don't want anyone getting injured doing this. So yeah, be careful with what you do. And if for any reason an exercise isn't suitable for you, not because you've had too much to drink, but because your body isn't liking it for whatever reason, you are going to switch to the sit and sip exercise, where you sit and you sip. Okay, it's that simple. There is one requirement of the sit and sip. You need to change hands each time. Okay, so think of it as a bit of shoulder mobility, a little bit of arm strength. But if we're going to keep up the pretense that it's exercise, you need to work with me and switch hands so that we're at least working evenly. Okay. Now there is a little bit of balance involved this evening. So if you need to, you're going to put a towel or it's going to create a little bit more. Put this up a little bit so you can see a bit more. You're going to put a towel down to catch any drips, or just change to a non-staining drink like white wine. Okay. On the note of alcohol, for those of you non-alcoholic drinkers this evening, you have every right to be smug when you get to the end of the session and you've not spilt anything and you've not fallen over. So I'm gifting you that smugness. Enjoy it, guilt-free. Okay, if like me, you are a complete lightweight and the mere whiff of alcohol gets you trolleyed, well, yeah, I can't really help you actually. Clearly with two drinks, I'm going to have my own problems going on. So yeah, good luck to you. May God be with you. So we're going to start standing. We're going to start with our feet hip distance apart. We're going to make sure, let me smooth back a bit. We're going to make sure that we are nice and even. So when you glance down, you want your knees underneath your hips and you want your ankles underneath your knees. Now, if you're glancing down and you're already seeing double, my friend, you are done. Sit down for the rest of the session and just watch, okay? If you're okay, you're going to take your glass and place it on top of your head, and we're going to start to lengthen the spine. So we want to imagine that we're trying to push that glass up towards the ceiling. All right, so you lengthen the spine, tip of the head reaches up, pushing that glass up as tall as you can get it. So you're really lengthening your spine. Shoulders stay nice and down away from the ears. Don't start to hunch them. Get that length through the spine. I've just realized this reminds me of a drinking game for university. But if you have that same thought, let's push that aside because it's way too early in the session to be descending into chaos. But keep that length in the spine. We're going to take the glass down now, and we're going to start to tip and tilt the tailbone. So leave the length, but tip the tailbone under and then back. And I want you to imagine your pelvis is like a bucket of wine. You're going to spill a little bit out the front. You're going to spill a little bit out the back. And then you're going to realize that the shops seem to be shutting early at the moment, and you don't want to spill anything. So you're going to settle in the middle. Okay, halfway in between those two positions. Soft arch through the lower back, still nice and tall through the rest of the spine. Little nod through the chin to make sure you keep the length in the back of the neck. We're going to hold that there, and we're going to put the glass against your chest bone. Okay, you can hold it one or two hands. Normally I would tell people to close their eyes here, but I know a few of you started drinking a bit before the session. So if you focused on the wine element of this session, you might want to just keep your eyes open, but I'll let that be a personal judgment call for you. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, we're going to focus on the breath. So we're going to come in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, as you inhale, I want you to push that glass of wine away from you, pushing your rib cage away, and then drawing it back towards you as you exhale. Keep that going. Inhaling, rib cage pushes away. Exhaling as it comes back towards you. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. Now we're going to try and keep that breath going, but we're going to move the glass down to below your belly button. Push it against your lower abdominals. Now when you inhale, when you get to the top of that in-breath, before you exhale, you're going to draw in those lower abdominals away from your glass of wine, as tight as you can pull them, really, really tight. And as you exhale, you're going to release them, push back into your glass of wine. And again, inhale. This time, just pull halfway of what you're capable of. So just pulling a little way away from those glasses, and then releasing. And finally, drawing in through the nose, just pulling in a third of the way. So just a light pull away from your glass, but you're going to hold that now as you release the breath. So release the breath over the top. Try and keep that gentle pull on those lower abdominals. Try and keep that breath going and that length through the spine as we start to warm up. So we're going to take the glass up towards the ceiling. At the top, you're going to take your other arm up, switch hands, and bring it down. And again, taking it around. So you pass it to the other hand at the top, and then you pass it to the other hand at the bottom. So you're taking it round in a circle, getting those shoulders moving. Try and keep the shoulders away from the ears though. So we're moving through the arms. Oh, I think I've sloshed my first bit. Oh God, I'm doing very well. Now we're going to challenge that coordination. We're going to go back the other way. So take the glass up the other direction, change hands, and then bring it down. Good, carry that on. Take it up, and then sweep it around. Keep that length in the spine, that gentle pulling through the abdominals. Reach it up, and take it down. We're going to do one more like this. Reach it up, and down. Leave it down in front of you now. We're going to take this right hand and take it all the way over into a side bend, and then bringing it back. Switch hands with your glass. Reach and stretch, and bringing it back. Have a little sip. Forgot about that bit. Reach and over, bringing it back. Good. Addition now, if you want it, take the hand behind the head, push the elbow wide, and then come over, opening out the shoulder a little bit more as well as the side of the body. And then pulling back, sweeping the hand down. Other arm comes behind the head. Open the shoulder out by pushing the elbow out, and then coming over into a stretch. Draw in to pull yourself back. So pull yourself back from your center. Last time to each side. Either hand or arm coming up or behind the head. Open wide and over. Coming back. Reaching down. Let's go one more time. Hand behind the head. Arm and elbow open. Let's take it over. And back. Release. Now you can have a sip, but I'm going to hold it in because I've got a way to go before this session finishes. So from here, we're going to start to do a little bit of spine twist. Okay, so bring your glass up in front of you, shoulders down. We're going to rotate. So we're going to keep the hip bones facing the knee, and we're going to rotate with the upper body, twisting and then coming back. So lengthen your spine, rotate, come back, and go the other way. Now, if you want to, I'm going to add in a little bit of sipping, but I'm going to make you work for it. You're going to twist. You're going to hold that rotation, lengthen the spine a little bit more towards the ceiling, hold that length through the spine, and then you get your sip. Bring it back, and then come to center. Same the other way. You rotate, lengthen the spine, have a little sip, and then come back to center. Oh, I'm going to have to make that my last sip. Keep that going. Lengthen, rotate, hold the rotation, lengthen a bit more, take a sip, come back, and to center. One more time to this side. Rotate, lengthen up towards the ceiling, take a little sip, back, and back to center. Taking the arms down in front of you. We're going to sweep the arms up in front. Keep the shoulders down as you do this, right up to the top, and then back. Okay, we're going to do one more like this. And then if you want to, you're going to add some heel lifts, taking the glass up and down. Good. Let's see if we can add those heel lifts. So peel your heels up off the mat as you come up and then lower back down. Good. A couple more like this, and then I'm going to see if you can work for your sip. I mean, obviously you can just sip whenever you like because I can't see what you're doing, but I'm going to pretend that you're working for it. Lifting up and then back. So if you want to add your sip now, you've got to hold at the top. So you come up onto the toes, hold that there, lower the glass, take a sip, take the arms back up, and then lower the heels. And again, sweeping the arms up, lifting onto the toes, shoulders down, length through that spine, little sip, and lengthen, lowering the heels as you lower the arms. We're going to do two more. Sweep the arms up. Keep that length through the spine. Keep that gentle pull on your lower abdominals. Take your sip. Whoop, come back out. And lower down. Last time. Sweeping up. Keep the shoulders down. Come in. Take your sip. Keep those ankles nice and strong. You don't want to roll in and out. And then lowering down. Lovely. Roll out the shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of single leg balance now, so be careful. This is where it gets dangerous if you're holding a glass of red wine. So soft through the knees, length through your spine, and a gentle pull on those lower abdominals. We're going to sweep the arms up in front, and you're going to lift your left heel up off the mat. You can leave the toe touching if you want, or you're going to bring the knee all the way up to hip height. And then you're going to bring the arms down with the knee. Switching sides, sweep the arms up, bringing yourself up onto the right toe, or even lifting the knee. Good. Coming down. We're going to do a couple more like this, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more work if you want. If you want to start having a little sip at the top while you're holding, then great. Coming up, having a sip, coming back, and down. Good. Reach, sip. Notice I'm not sipping because I'm just going to be trolleyed as already. So reach now. If you want to do a little bit more work, you're going to hold the glass and take it out to the side as you twist towards it. Right behind you if you can. Come slowly back again. Whoop, and down. Same to the other side. Arms come up, knee comes up. Opening your glass out to the side. Take it behind you if you can. Bring it all the way back. Notice my knee is still facing front. I'm not moving it with me as I open the arm. Coming down. A couple more times. Lift. Open that glass out. Whoop. God, you can tell I've been drinking already. Coming back. And down. Last time. Lifting up. Keeping that knee up. Opening out the arm behind you. Coming back to center. And lowering down. God, even I need a drink after that. Right, a little bit of side kick. So still single leg balance. Soft through the knees, tall through the spine. You can hold your drink in either hand for this one. We're going to slide the left leg out to the left. We're going to flex the foot if you can. If you too much for you to balance, leave your toe touching the floor. But if you can, you're going to flex your toes back towards you. And we're going to be taking the leg out to the side and back. Out and back. Now notice this is coming from my leg. It's not coming from a tip through the hips or torso. Okay, we're going to work obliques later. We want this one to come from the leg. All right, so what I want you to start to do is to try and turn your toes inwards a little bit. So you're a little bit pigeon-toed. Okay, that's going to stop you working through your quads and hip flexors. Start to get you working a little bit more around the back and the sides, which is where we want. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, switch sides. Glass in either hand. Let's take the leg out to the side. Flex the foot. Turn it in a little bit so you're pigeon-toed. Lift and lower. So still thinking about that length through the spine. Shoulders are down. Lower abdominals engaged to balance you. Okay, we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, come down, take it over to the other side. One more set on this side. So lengthen the spine, draw in the lower abs, lift that foot, flex the toes, a little bit inwards, and we're going to pulse up and down. Notice I'm not bringing the foot back to join the other one. I'm not bringing it here. It's staying out to the side. So I keep in a working range. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leave the foot out if you can. We're going to circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, switch sides, flex the foot. We're going to go out to the side and back. Remember, toes turned in a little bit. We're not moving through the body, it's just through the leg. Keep the shoulders down. Have a little sip if you can. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay out on that last one for the circles. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Challenging that supporting leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, shake it out. We're going to come to the end of your mat. So I just realised I look like some kind of cockney person there. We are going to come to the end of our mat. I'm going to change drinks for a second. That wine's really going to my head because it's, of course, going to help by switching to G&T. So, glasses down. Actually, no, the glasses aren't down. What am I doing? Have your glass with you. We're going to roll down through the spine, okay? So nice and tall through the spine. Have your glass in front of you. You're going to slide the glass down the front of your body, okay? So we inhale. Make sure we're switched on in those lower abs. On the out breath, you're going to nod the chin, roll the shoulders. I want you to imagine there's a wall behind you, so don't go poking your bottom out, all right? Slide your glass down in front of you, as close to you as you can, so you really peel through the spine. We're going to place the glass on the ground. You're going to keep your vision on it, reaching towards it as you slowly peel back up. Lower abs are engaged, glutes are engaged. All the way back up. We're going to roll the shoulders, nice and tall. Coming down again, nod the chin, roll the shoulders. Look towards your glass, reach towards your glass. It'll keep you folding in on yourself and get a better stretch through the spine. All the way down. This time we're going to stay at the bottom. We're going to walk the hands all the way over to the right. Into a twist and stretch. You're going to inhale there. And then you're going to walk the hands back through the center. All the way to the other side. Where you're going to take a nice big breath in. And then walk back to the center. From there, we're going to bend into the knees and come down onto the mat. Hang on, let me just move my mat slightly. Coming down, we're going to do a little bit of press ups. So have your glass in front of you on the mat. I'm just going to angle the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, you can also see my other drink now as well. Can't hide the evidence now. Oh dear. That wasn't meant to happen. Oh well, we'll carry on. That's why I've got white wine. I'm going to switch to my G&T. So we're going to have our glass in front of us. This is where those of you with straws, so those of you with mixers and cocktails are going to find this a bit easier because you can have a straw now. You can take a little sip when you come down. But we want knees under the hips. We want wrists just a little bit wider than the shoulders. We're going to do a press up. So shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to rock the pelvis into neutral. So we want that halfway house like we did standing. Find that midpoint. Draw in those lower abdominals. On the in-breath, you're going to come towards your drink. So come down towards the floor. Take a nice sniff of your drink. All I can smell is wine. On the out-breath, press the hands away from the floor. Good. So as you inhale, you're coming down. As you exhale, you're pressing it away. I just realised my husband told me that was a really nice glass of wine. He said, are you actually going to drink that? I was like, yes. I just spilled it. Inhale down. Exhale and up. Now, if you want to make this a bit harder, you're going to aim your nose further in front of your body. You probably miss your drink then, but you can move your drink forwards. We're going to do 5 more from here. Inhale down. I need to move my forwards. Exhale and up. 4 more. Inhale down. Remember, your spine stays in neutral. All right? You're not letting it arch or tip. Inhale. And exhale. My counting is even more shocking. Let's go for 3 more. That's about right. Down. And up. Last 2. My mat is forevermore going to smell of wine. I'm going to have to get a new one. And up. When you are there, bring your hands back in, underneath your shoulders now. Knees are still underneath your hips. We're still in neutral through the spine. We're going to slide the opposite arm and leg away, but as you slide the hand out, you're going to take your glass with you. Slide the leg along the mat, squeeze the bottom, you're going to lift, and then bring it back with the arm. Switch sides. Now I want you to imagine, it's not difficult, but imagine there's a tray of drinks balanced on your back. All right, so you know you're not allowed to move through your center as you do this. All right, so shoulders down away from the ears. You want that gentle pull in with your belt or lower abdominals so that you don't allow the spine to shift and twist. Add in a little drink if you wish. Or I tell you what, only mixing the drinks is a good idea. Lengthen, 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 and lift. It's not going to stop me doing it though. And then coming back in. We're going to do a couple more like this. Lengthen and lift. Make sure you do lengthen before you lift so we get the bottom working. If we're all going to be sat on the sofa later, we want to make sure we've at least done some work through our glutes before we do it. Good. Now we're going to do a bit more work through the glutes. You're going to leave your hands where they are. You're going to lengthen your leg away. Squeeze the bottom, lift the leg up off the floor, and flex the toes back towards you, okay? We're going to pulse the leg by squeezing the bottom. Now notice I'm not bouncing through my back as I do this. Okay, so lower abs are engaged, just squeezing the bottom. Now for those of you that are looking long and meet your drink, you can add a bit more core work by lifting up the opposite hand, picking up the drink, taking a sip. As long as you stay still through your center, you can take as many sips as you like. I think I'm done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to do the same to the other side. Lengthen your leg away. Squeeze the bottom to lift it up. Flex the toes back towards you and pulse. Pulse by squeezing that bottom. Opposite hand. I'm literally dripping wine. I'm going to feel like a real alcoholic at the end of this. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg back in again. One more set to each side. Lengthen. Lift by squeezing the bottom. Flex the toes. We're going to do 10, 9, 8. Still through your center. 5. Oh, no, hang on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back. Last time on this side. Lengthen. Lift the leg by squeezing the bottom. Flex the toes. We're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. From there, leave your glass where it is. Just settle your bottom back onto your heels. Walk your hands forward for a moment. We'll come out wide of your mat for a little stretch. Lower your forehead to your floor. Take some nice big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. We're going to do a little stretch of the shoulders here. Take your glass with you. You're going to move it out to the right-hand side, and then you're going to walk your hands over towards it. Reaching away towards it as if someone's about to take it away from you. And then as you inhale, you're going to push the breath down your left-hand side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last time, big breath in and back. Now take your drink, walk it all the way over to the left-hand side. Have a little sloz in the middle, or whatever it is. A little sip, that's the word. All the way over to the left-hand side. Okay, reach towards it. Now focus your breath down your right-hand side of your body. So inhale, big breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale and exhale. Last time on this side. And release. Walk back to center. Keep your drink in your hand. You're going to draw in those lower abdominals. Uncurl your spine. And come up onto your high kneel position. Keep your knees under your hips. We're going to draw in those lower abdominals. A little bit of a squeeze through the bottom. Arms out in front with your glass. Okay. Now you're going to take the glass in your right hand as you take the glass up towards the ceiling. Skim the arm past the ear and reach behind you with that glass. Look towards it and then come back. The key with this, switch hands when you get to the front, so you're in your left hand, is not to let your hips start to twist with you. They stay facing the front so that you're looking behind you by twisting through your thoracic spine, so your upper spine. So work your lower abdominals, work your bottom to get your hips and pelvis nice and still. Behind you and up, shoulders down away from the ears. Don't let the shoulder hunch. A couple more times if you can. Reach and back. So one more time to each side, reach it up, stretching behind you. Come back, pull in with those lower abdominals, squeeze that bottom. I need to sit. Last time to this side. Reach and then back. From there, come down to the mat. Leave your glass a little bit ahead of you. We're going to take the bottom towards the heels, but we're going to leave the hands reaching. We're going to do a little bit of a wave to stretch the spine. So draw in your lower abdominals, and as you exhale, you keep your tailbone tucked, your belly button reaching towards your spine, so that you come up into a cat stretch. Take the weight forward over your wrists and lower your bottom. Okay, don't let your bottom drop too far though, particularly if you get back pain. To here, inhale here, draw your belly button to your spine. We're going to go back the way we came. All the way back. Lower the bottom and again, inhale to prepare. Exhale as you tuck your tailbone. Tuck your head, come all the way through. Lower the hips, inhale. Exhale, curl back. Good. One more time. Inhale, draw in those lower abs. Curl all the way through. Inhale, exhale as you curl back. Good. Release the wrists there for a second. And then we're going to come up and do a little bit of plank. So when you're ready, coming up onto the mat, you've got two options here. You can either walk the knees back so that you're in a kneeling plank, or you can tuck the toes and lengthen one leg at a time. All right, I'll show you what the kneeling plank looks like first. You're going to place your drink sort of just in front of your hips to one side. All right, in the kneeling plank. So that wasn't me, that was the wine sloshing on the mat. So hips low, shoulders down. Make sure that you're nice and plank-like from your tip of your head to your tailbone. You're not dropping down into the back. You're not lifting the bottom up. When you're there, inhale, draw in those lower abs. And as you exhale, you come back to all fours using those lower abdominals. You move your drink to the other side, and then you come back. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift using those lower abs. Move your drink back the other way, and then come forwards. Okay? So moving the drink from side to side, moving in and out of position, using your lower abdominals, keeping your shoulders down. If you're in a plank position, it's the same move, but you obviously stay in plank. So you pick up the drink, you lift your bottom, pick up the drink, move it back, and then down. Drawing your lower abs into pike, move the drink, and back. Dropping down. So coming up, pulling your lower abs to reach that pike position, and down. Pulling the lower abs, Move it back the other way. And down. We're going to do a couple more. Lift. Move to the side. And back. Lift up. Move to the other side. And drop into your plank. Shoulders down. Last one. And back. This time drop into the knees. Drop yourself down. Let's take a nice child pose. So arms come down beside you, forehead to the floor. Take some nice big breaths here. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Settle your breath. Next in breath, you're going to pull in your lower abdominals and rebuild your spine. We're going to sweep the legs all the way around and in front. We're going to put our drink sort of level with your hips. All right. Now, if you've got any problems with your sacroiliac joints or your lower back and rolling back is not for you, you're going to do a little hinge here. But otherwise, we're going to roll. So feet and knees are hip distance. We're nice and tall through the spine. Arms are out in front. Shoulders are down. So finish and start position is this nice lengthened spine. On the out breath, you're going to tuck your tailbone by drawing your belly button to your spine. And you're going to curl back. You're going to leave your hips still and rotate towards your glass. Pick it up, have a sip. And you're going to rotate to center. Rotate the other way. Put the glass down. Come back and reach forwards. Build up nice and tall at the top. And go again. Tuck and curl back. Rotate towards your glass. Sip. Center. Rotate the other way. And back down. Back to center. And come forwards. Always rebuilding the spine at the top. Tuck and curl. Rotate. Sip. Back to center. Rotate the other way. And back. Notice I'm drinking more now as I get close to the end of the session. Less worried. Go and back. Rotate. Back to center. And rotate the other way. Notice I'm not pedaling my legs when I twist, okay? The rotation is coming from the upper body, not from the hips. And forwards, we're going to do one more. Tuck the tailbone, rotate. Rotate the other way. Back to center. Roll. And up. Lovely. From there, we're going to do one last exercise before we do some stretching. So you want your glass in between your feet and your legs nice and long. You might need to move your glass back towards you if you've got quite tight hamstrings, but just play around with that. Hands are going to come behind you. We're going to lift up tall, settle the shoulders down away from the ears, and lift that spine back to a nice alignment. Draw in your lower abs, and on the out breath, you're going to squeeze your bottom and lift your hips. So you squeeze the bottom and lift. We inhale as we hold. We exhale to come down. We inhale, arms come up. By keeping a straight back, you're going to reach forward towards your drink. Try not to flex here because you lose the stretch in the hamstrings. Reach forward, have a little sip. Place it down. Reach the arms up. Arms come behind you. Keep that length through your spine. Now, if you're finding it hard to lift with both legs, you can put one leg down and just lift with a bend in the knee. Just make sure you switch legs each time. Arms come up. Reach and stretch forwards. Little zip. And down. Lifting up. And back. Length through the spine before you go. Squeeze the bottom to lift. And lower. Arms up. And forward for that hamstring stretch. And down. Lift. And reach behind you. Nice and tall through the spine. Shoulders down. Squeeze to lift. And down. Up. And forwards. I keep lifting with the same hand. That's it. Reach up. And back. We're going to do one more. Squeeze and lift. Come down. Reach. And forwards. Lovely. Coming all the way back up. We're going to hug the knees in. Just curl around and give your legs a hug. Stretch out your back. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Try not to sit in the pool of wine I've got going on here. Sitting nice and tall. Lengthening up through the spine. We're going to reach the left arm up towards the ceiling and we're going to take it over into a side stretch. Now fix that left hip to the floor. Don't let it lift. Push it down as you come over. And then lift and back up. We're going to go the same the other way. Have a drink if you need to in the middle. Remember, stretching is more effective if you're relaxed. So go to town with the wine now. Up with the right arm. Come over. Push that right hip down into the mat. Stretch. And back. Taking my own advice. Oh, that's nice. Coming over. Keep this shoulder down away from the ear. Don't let it hunch as you come over. Same with that top one. Reaching away this time. Deepen that stretch. Keep the hips fixed to the floor. And back. Reach up. Push that opposite hip down as you come over and away from it. Lovely. We're going to add a little bit of forward flexion if your back allows this time. So take a sip actually in case you've got a tight back. Lovely. Reaching up. Shoulders down. Come to the side stretch first. Keep your bottom fixed to the floor. We're going to slowly come forwards. Be careful in case your back doesn't like it. Come slowly forwards. Reach this hand away to deepen that stretch into the lower back. And then you're slowly going to come back the way you came. Reach and up. But have another drip bit in case the other side's tight too. Oh, lovely. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let's come over. I've actually got like I think it's ginger and rhubarb G&T. My husband hates it, but I love it. Let's come forwards. It's a good job I spilt the wine he doesn't like and I've still got my G&T that I do like. Reach the hand away. Stretch that lower back. And then slowly coming back. Lifting up and over. Would be rude not to. Very nice. Reach up. Interlace the fingers. Let's stretch towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale and open out wide. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. Reach and stretch. Exhale and release. Roll out those shoulders. And you are all set for an afternoon. God, how much have I had to drink? For an evening on the sofa. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm more than happy to do that again. If you like it, then comment below and let me know, or like the video, and I'll be happy to do it again next week. But in the meantime, cheers. Thank you for joining me in my first YouTube live, and hopefully I'll see some of you soon.